What is going on, everybody? Thammagotcha here. Welcome into another video. We're going to be hopping back into the Great League Remix, checking out the new Pokemon, Morpeko. Morpeko is an absolute glass cannon, so you're going to want shields behind it. I'm running an ABB lineup with Venusaur, Umbreon, and Morpeko as the sweeper. So let's hop into these battles here and check out the team. So if you don't know, Morpeko was released in Pokemon Go, and you can capture it by getting 3 wins in the Go Battle League, potentially getting a Morpeko encounter. So every time you use a move, whether that be even Psychic Fangs or Aura Wheel, it's going to switch its move typing. So Aura Wheel is going to be changed from electric to dark, and then dark back to electric. It is a Frenzy Plant clone, so it's going to hit like an absolute truck. Now, like I said, this Pokemon is very glassy, and it needs shields to hide behind. So if you can give it a 2 shield advantage, this thing can run through teams. So second matchup here, we have an amazing lead here, and they're going to hop into a Stunfisk. I don't have an immediate response to the Stunfisk, and they're going to throw the Rock Slide right away, giving me the, or not letting me get their full sneak through. So it kind of evens out energy. When you swap a Pokemon, it takes a turn. So if you throw before I'm able to get to a move, it's going to take that energy advantage that I have away from me. So that's good play by my opponent. They're going to hop into, I'm going to hop in my Umbreon. They're going to throw the Earthquake. Earthquake did get nerfed a couple seasons ago, so it's not going to do as much damage. So Umbreon can take hits, no problem. And from here, we're just going to hop back into the Swampert. We're going to throw 3 Snarls, as that's going to be the proper move timing, and then go for this Foul Play. Foul Play, not going to be enough to threaten this Swampert here, but I'm not threatened by a Hydro Cannon either, so I'm going to no-shield this move here. I'm going to throw my Foul Play, and now out comes this Skarmory. Blast from the past, Skarmory. And now let's see what this Morpeko can do here. I'm going to throw 6 Thunder Shocks and then go for the Aura Wheel. Aura Wheel buffs your attack too. So on top of it being a massive hitting move, it also gives you an attack boost. Along with Psychic Fangs giving your opponent a defense debuff, this thing hits like an absolute truck. But like I said, it is very glassy. Steel Wings almost putting us down to half health. That just one-shots the Skarmory. Left, right, good night. Back out comes the Swampert. We are 2 stages buffed here. Can I get to 1 more Psychic Fangs? No, I'm just going to hop into my Venusaur here, get the shield up, and then go for the Frenzy Plant. And Frenzy Plant is going to be enough to take out this Swampert. Double super effective. Coming in, see you later, Swampert. Back to its Pokeball, and that's going to be a good game. Well played to my opponent there. So, hopping into the next matchup here, we're going to have Venusaur and the Nidoqueen, another blast from the past. I'm going to stay in here with the Venusaur. I'm going to take a Psychic Fangs, and then I'm going to end up swapping out here. So, Frenzy Plant going to be coming in. That's going to do massive damage onto this Nidoqueen. And back in the day, a proper Nidoqueen team would be Nidoqueen Double Dark. So I'm not too worried about their backline. And there is the first Dark Pokemon drawing out a Low Kicks, which is quite fine. I'm going to go for these last resorts. Not going to do a whole lot of damage because it's non-stab. And it does take a little bit more energy than Foul Play. But X-Scissors is going to hit hard. We are resisting the Sucker Punches here, which is absolutely crucial. It's what Low Kicks really strives on, that Sucker Punch damage. And the fact that it gets Trailblaze to boost up their attack. So I'm pretty sure we have all shields down now. So I'm going to let this X-Scissor go through. I'm going to come back in with the Venusaur. I will give up my last shield, which I don't think was a proper move play here. I think I should have just came in with the Morpeko. Going to overfarm just slightly here to get to this Frenzy Plant here. Hopefully, I can now outpace this Nidoqueen because it did leave with some energy. And unfortunately, we do not outpace. This Poison Fang is going to be enough to knock us out. I'm going to come back in with a Morpeko, and I'm really hoping that this Psychic Fangs is going to be enough to one-shot, but it's non-Shadow Nidoqueen, and yeah. We're just going to end up losing this game here, unfortunately. But they end up coming back in with the Furfrou. And since I didn't give my attack buff here, it's not enough to one-shot. And they're going to be able to outpace us to whatever move that they have here. Could have made the Psychic Fangs. But again, I needed a little more energy to come back when they come back in with the Nidoqueen to outpace there. So we're going to end up losing that one. So GG's, well played to my opponent. So Carbink in the next matchup here. Been seeing a lot of Carbinks lately, which is... I mean, you're going to have these RPS teams where they have the Carbink, they have the, the Tropius there, and you know what, it's just going back to like the old meta thing, which is unfortunate that players do that, but you know what, run whatever team you want to run. It's not my kind of play style. So they come in with a Skarmory, and now this is why we have the Morpeko. Aura Wheel going to be coming in. That gets shielded by my opponent, quite fine by me. Skarmory did get a nerf, so their pacing is going to be absolutely atrocious. I ended up shielding just because of the potential Brave Bird might have done a lot of damage. Like I said, this thing is very, very Glassy. So Aura Wheel, gonna get the second shield. I have the back-to-back here. We are now gonna be triple boosted after this one. Aura Wheel, left, right. Good night to that Skarmory. And what do they want to come in here with? I'm fine with them coming back with a card ring, but they come in with a Tropius. And we have the Dark Aura Wheel coming in triple boosted. One-shotting the Tropius, left, right. Good night. Oh my gosh. Morpeko is on an absolute rampage, everybody. Woohoo! You'll love to see it. So hopping into the next matchup here, Venusaur into Dragonair. Garbage lead, gonna swap into my Umbreon. Umbreon is gonna be your safe swap for this team, and now out comes a Clefable. So I'm hoping this is their only fairy type, because if they have two fairy types in the back, this team is going to really struggle, especially with the Dragonair on the lead. So Moonblast, not going to be enough to take out that thick Umbreon. I'm going to throw 3 more Foul Plays, or sorry, Snarls, and then the Last Resort. Last Resort, not enough to knock out here, but they are going to get a full farm down. Kind of unfortunate, but now I'm just going to have to eat all these Swift. Swift doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but they have a lot of energy. So they're probably going to make it to 3 Swifts altogether. And I think I make a misplay here by not shielding this, because my Morpeko is going to take a lot of damage from these Dragon Breaths. Frenzy Plant can be resisted, but it's going to do a lot of damage. And I realized there I made the mistake. Look at the Dragon Breaths go. Aura Wheel going to be coming in, probably going to get shielded. No shielded by my opponent, but look at the damage that does. So unfortunately, they do catch the Psychic Fangs, and they get a full sneak. So maybe if I would have went for the Aura Wheel there, it would have did a lot of damage, but they had a shield up, and I was hoping to just knock out the Dragonair. But from here, this game is over. I'm going to surrender. GG's, very well played by my opponent there. It's a 3-2 set to start off the video here, and now we're going to be hopping into the next set here. So Galarian Weezing into Venusaur, or we're going to be resisting the Fairy Winds. Brutal Swing is going to do some damage. It did get an energy buff, but it also got a damage decrease, so it's not going to do as much damage, but they're going to be severely outpacing us, and we really have to keep this thing away from our dark types here. So they're going to hop into a wall rain, and this is perfect for me with a shield advantage. Look at the little Morpeko go, going for the Aura Wheel. That is just going to say left, right, good night to that wall rain, and we got Psychic Fangs here to do some boosted damage. With our attack buff here, hopefully this Psychic Fangs is enough to knock out here. Psychic Fangs, not enough to knock out, but I'm thinking from here I can just get the full farm down and grab the last shield, and hopefully Umbreon can sweep in the back. So what's in the back here? It's going to be a Whiscash. Going to go for this Psychic Fangs here, and then I'm going to hop straight into my Umbreon, as my switch clock should be up here, and Umbreon with that defense drop should be enough to take this game. We can take a Scald, no problem. We have a shield, they have a shield, but Umbreon is pretty spammy. We do have that Venusaur Divine Whip down if we need to, but my opponent just top left. So GG's, well played to my opponent there. Hopping into the next matchup here. Pangoro, we are resisting Square Chops. Night Slash isn't going to do a whole lot of damage. Close combat is resisted, but resisted damage does not matter to Pangoro. Look at that go. Oh my gosh. That is insane. I will shield up this Aqua Tail, as that would do way too much damage for the Morpeko to deal with. And then I'm going to go for the Aura Wheel. Aura Wheel should just be enough to knock out left, right, good night. And now we have an attack boost. And from here, I'm just going to go straight Psychic Fang, because it's going to be resisted, but only one stage, not double, because of their fighting subtyping. So not enough to knock out, but enough to put this thing low enough to where I can now come in with my Venusaur, hopefully get the full farm down. But they hop into a Nidoqueen. Gonna go for these Psychic Fangs. Again, this is a boosted Psychic Fangs. Grabbing that shield, I'm hopping into my Umbreon now. Umbreon should be able to take an Earth Power or a couple Psychic Fangs, no problem. And even if they do Psychic Fangs me, I can just hop back into my Venusaur. Earth Power does a lot of damage. Gonna throw one Snarl and then the move here. Hopefully this grabs the last shield. Nope, it doesn't. But I can throw one more Snarl and another Foul Play, and this should grab the last shield. And then I should hop into my Venusaur here, but they decide to hop into the Pangoro. Quite fine by me. Frenzy Plant locked and loaded. See you later, Pangoro. And can we outpace this Frenzy Plant? Yes, we can. And Venusaur is going to be cleaning up this matchup here. Takes out the Nidoqueen, and with a shield up, we had that game clean. So, good game, well played to my opponent. We're going to be hopping into the next matchup here. Another Carbink lead. You'll love to see these Carbink leads with the Venusaur here, and they are staying in. So whatever is in the back does not want to see my Venusaur. I'm going to farm up to about 9 Vine Whips here. Then throw the Frenzy Plant, and they are shielding. So if they want to shield, that's quite fine by me. I will match shields myself just keep my Venusaur quite healthy. And if they are shielding, that means they are super weak to this Venusaur in the back. So another Frenzy Plant, not enough to KO here, but we now outpace to the third one. I don't think they realize that we are 665 to our Frenzy Plants, but it is what it is. They hop into a Cresselia. I'm going to hop into my Umbreon, and they make a savage catch here on the Pangoro. Quite unfortunate, catching the resisted foul play. But I think that's double resisted because of their fighting typing and the dark typing. So unfortunate, but I'm going to no shield this. They get the attack boost too. Oh, this game is just turning on its head. My opponent crawling back from the depths here. I'm not quite able to get to that foul play before they reach their next move. But Night Slash, not going to beat up the KOS, and we're able to get to the last resort. This should demand a shield, but they don't shield it. Quite fine by me here. I'm going to no shield this move, and with a shield up, I'm hoping that this Morpeko can put in a lot of work. So, going to shield this move, and what I should be doing is going for the Aura Wheel here, as it does do a lot more damage than the Psychic Fangs, but I miscounted. That was a CMP tie, and they're going to get to this Moonblast. Does this Moonblast knock out? If it doesn't, we have a move. Left, right, good night, Morpeko. And I'm really hoping that with the defense fall, this Frenzy Plant knocks out the Cresselia. Yes, it does. Venusaur, you absolute beast. So either way, we would have had Psychic Fangs, Aura Wheel. I think the Frenzy Plant would have knocked out either way. So very bad lead here. Gonna hop into the Umbreon right away, and my opponent is not swapping out. I really have to get rid of this Goodra, so hopefully they don't swap out and we can take this thing out with our Umbreon, which means that they're probably going to be weak to Dark in the back. So hopefully Morpeko can sweep. So let's check it out here. So Aqua Tail going to be coming in. Doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but it does add up with the Dragon Breath. As you can see, we are getting quite low. And from here, I'm fine with my Umbreon going down, as we got this thing low enough where we could either Vine Whip it or Thunder Shock it down before they make it to a move. But we do reach one more foul play. If they want to shield this, save the Goodra, they can, but they decide not to. And now out comes a Trevenant. Okay, I think I really misplayed this game. I'm going to shield up the move, and then I'm going to go straight for the Psychic Fangs, just to change my form here so that, and we get to lower their attack or their defense, but they decide to no shield that, which is quite fine by me. So then I'm just thinking, okay, I can go straight Psychic Fangs from here on out, and they're not swapping out, so I'm gonna try and catch a Seed Bomb. Unfortunately, all we caught is the Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball does massive damage, and from here we are in big trouble, because this Frenzy Plant does lots of damage to this Jellicent, and I'm thinking they have a move, and I'm not quite able to get the farm down. I should be shielding this, because yeah, if Surf just knocks out Morpeko. Look at how glassy it is. Maybe if I got the double Psychic Fangs against this Trevenant, we could have done something, but unfortunately we didn't shield it. But anyways, on to the next game here. Walrein lead, we're gonna hop into our Umbreon. They hop into a Empoleon. Empoleon did get nerfed with Steel Wing, so it's not as good as it was last season. Although last season you didn't see a whole lot of it, but it was a lot better last season. So Hydro Cannon still going to do quite a bit of damage. This is the non-Shadow Empoleon, and from here I'm fine with letting my Umbreon go down, but the Hydro Cannon doesn't even knock out, so I'm gonna save the foul play. I'm gonna come back in with the Morpeko, and they have an Altaria. This is the power of Morpeko, everybody. Aura Wheel coming in. Look at the damage. I'm going to farm back up, go for the Psychic Fangs here, just to grab the shield, as it is one less Thunder Shock to get to that Psychic Fangs, and we are back in now full belly mode, and we're able to get to the second Psychic Fangs, and this second Psychic Fangs should grab the final shield, which is absolutely perfect for us. Now they hop into a Walrein. I have a 2 shield advantage here. One Frenzy Plant is definitely going to knock out this Walrein. All I have to do is shield up this Icicle Spear, make it to the Frenzy Plant here, and this Frenzy Plant is going to say left, right, good night to that Walrein, and we have the foul play locked and loaded. So hop back into the Umbreon, throw the foul play, get rid of that Altaria, and we're going to take a 4-1 set here. Could have been a 5-0 set, but we'll never really know how that game could have ended out, but it is what it is. So there's Morpeko, a lot of fun to use. It is quite it's quite hard to use because it is so glassy. You need to really give it shields, or else it's not going to perform the way you want it to. So put it with some bulky Pokemon. This team should work. It worked out pretty well for me, and I had a lot of fun using it. So thank you all so very much for watching. If you are liking the content, please hit that like button, comment if you want to see anything in the future, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button because it really helps out the channel, and it is greatly appreciated. And we will see everybody in the next video. Bye bye.